All right, what's up, YouTube? We are back in it for another one, and there's a lot of reasons right now why online multiplayer feels insufferable. Skill-based matchmaking. Don't even get me started on skill-based matchmaking, man. I made a lot of videos on skill-based matchmaking. There's some people who only make videos on skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking is most definitely a cancer. You know, these developers making stupid-ass decisions and catering these games to complete noobs and weaker players and stuff like all that shit rubs off on the people who've been playing that franchise for a while, man. We are suffering over here in Call of Duty, but these online shooters, man, I gotta say, my biggest problem with them though is cheaters. I have no, like, I get it. People tell me all the time, like, oh, you know, I use this, bro, because skill-based matchmaking is so ridiculous in Call of Duty, and a part of me understands that. And the other part of me is like, yeah, but you still a pussy though, bro. I mean, just, if it really is that bad, just go reverse boost. Just go reverse boost, man. You don't need to be buying all these programs and all this other bullshit and everything else. And there's no amount of excuses that somebody's ever going to give me where I'm ever going to be okay with cheating. It's just not going to happen. The only exception I got, as you guys know, over the summer, and I mean, over the last, couple years even, I've been trying to go back to the older duties a lot on console, and they are infested with cheaters, man. Basically unplayable. Every time I say that, there's always people in the comment section telling me that I'm wrong and I'm lying, and that they play this particular game on this console and they don't ever see a cheater. Every time I go back there, man, is the first thing I'm doing is getting killed by some dude with God mode, aiming all over the map like he's standing there going in 360s, or he's shooting up at the sky, killing everybody in the lobby and shit. You know, I would only be okay with somebody cheating to stop that cheater, right? If they enabled their hacks to shut that dude down, shut that cheater down and kick him out of the lobby, that's the only time I would ever be okay with somebody cheating or hacking or whatever. I have no respect for it, right? And I know some people watching my videos right now, they enjoy my videos and y'all use something. I get it. I just don't want to hear about it, man. Like, as far as I'm concerned, cheating is it's amplifying everything. It's making everything out here worse. The cheating is making the skill-based matchmaking worse, right? You got to think, like I've always said, in Call of Duty, I've always been around a 2 KD player, right? So some games I've been a little bit higher. Some games I was a little bit lower. I always averaged around a 2 KD. So people in my lobbies with this skill-based matchmaking now, people in that skill bracket, they got thumbs, man. They know what they're doing, right? If you have normal spawns and shit, which we don't see with that whole catering to noob shit. We don't see normal spawns like that anymore, but you got people that can predict flow of traffic usually. You got people that know what the fuck is going on, right? They know what they're doing. And now you go ahead and put this cheat or this hack in their hands, and they just become that much better. It amplifies how crusty skill-based matchmaking is. There's a clip I'm going to show you guys real quick. Now, I'm not familiar with a lot of these cheats, right? I don't pay attention to that shit. I know of them because people talk to me about that shit, and they're like, hey, can you make a video on this, man? And have you heard about this cheat? And so, like, I know about them, but I don't do any research on them, right? So I've heard about Cronus now for years at this point. Actually, I made a video exposing some nerd years back in Cold War, if you guys remember, because he was out there bragging about his Cronus and showing his cheats and bragging about his gameplay and everything else. And I was recommended a video from this cocky ass motherfucker with the Cronus. And, you know, so I exposed him a little bit, and we went back and forth. I don't even know what happened to that dude, but if he didn't talk so much shit, it wouldn't have turned into what it turned into. But anyways, this dude was cheating. He was using the Cronus, but like, I know about the Cronus, but I don't know like everything that it could do. I know it could do a lot, but I don't know like how powerful it actually is. Like this little gadget right here. I never knew that it could really do that much for you. And I just seen a video on Twitter. I'm going to show it to you guys real quick. And it's from this dude. His name is Nath Insane. Never heard of him before. And like I said, I don't know how. Like, Twitter is just weird lately, man. You get recommended all types of shit from people you never heard of before. People you're following, they don't even follow that person. Like, I don't even know how these people get into my like recommended on Twitter now, but they're there. And I'm actually glad I got to see this one, because I got to see the true power of the Cronus. Check out this clip. This man is on Destiny 2, if you're wondering the game that he's on.
So check it out. You can see that the Zen is turned off. My controller sensitivity in-game is at 6. And just holding down left trigger and then right trigger, here's what we got. Things all over the place, right? And now you can see it right there, anti-recoil. And that's what we want to move up and down. So I'm going to use the D-pad. I found this earlier to be good at about 50 to 51. Let's go 51. And now, holding down your trigger, holding down the other one. Laser beam time.
All right, so naturally, in that post with that clip, he was talking about how this device needs to be banned in the PvP space. He thinks it's all right for PvE. Actually, PvE, I wouldn't even care, right? Just go do whatever you got to do, man. But clearly, you can see what I didn't know it was that powerful, man. That's pretty crazy. Now, for everybody watching this video right now that's not too familiar with Destiny 2, I'm not even sure the actual gun he was using there. There's so many guns in Destiny. I mean, especially with how little I play it lately, I'm not sure what gun that is, but to me, it looks like a 900 round per minute SMG. Now, those guns, like, they'll shred at point blank range, right? Real close range, they'll shred. It's got pretty crazy recoil, though, as you can see in the clip. And in Destiny, you want to be going for headshots. Destiny is not like Call of Duty, man, where it's like you shoot in the feet, and it's the same thing as shooting the head, especially on a sniper. You know, Destiny, you want to be going for headshots and recoil like that. When I get one of those guns to drop for me, if I get a high fire rate SMG like that drop for me, it's like, if it doesn't have a perk on it that helps with recoil, let's say, like, if it doesn't have like a Zen moment or something, I won't even bother looking at the gun, dead ass, because I'm not, you know, if you're at any type of range at all, you're not controlling that recoil, man, if you're just on a regular controller. I know some people listen to my voice right now, you got them nerds, right, that'll find this video and they'll be like, oh, well, just get good, man, because I can hit that shot at this range, perfect accuracy, no cheats, no hacks, no whatever, dude. Go take that energy to some VIP's chat. I ain't trying to hear the bullshit today, man. I ain't in the mood. So when I get a gun for me to drop like that in Destiny, you know, I'm looking for a perk like that. I'm looking for a perk like, say, Zen Moment. For anybody who doesn't play Destiny, Zen Moment is a perk that will give you better control of your recoil, and you'll keep getting better control of your recoil as you damage your enemy, right? So you're hitting shots and you're gaining better recoil. You're gaining recoil reduction. You got to think with all of these games, when they have a higher damaging weapon, it always comes with a penalty. And that penalty usually is, so you want to hit a little harder. Well, it's going to be harder to stay on target. It's going to be harder to aim with that gun. If you want a more well-balanced gun where it's not as hard to stay on target, well, it's going to put out a little less damage, right? So you want that hard-hitting gun. Yeah, you're going to have really good accuracy to be able to be effective with that gun. That's just the way it goes in these games. And as you can see in Destiny, it gives you a huge advantage if you can hit those headshots, but a little bit in Call of Duty as well. And if you're up against people that are the same skill as you, but now you're on, like in my situation, I'm on a normal controller. So, you know, there's times where I'm like, damn it, dude, I was actually trying on that one and I still got melted. It was like there was nothing I could do. You know, I'm like, I'm going for it. I might have missed one shot. And that one missed bullet is the difference, because that person using that device did not miss a single shot while I missed my one shot, right? So even though I shot just 100th of a second quicker, it didn't matter because I missed one just being on a regular controller, and he was using that cheese and he wins the gunfight. Man, that happens to me so many times out here in these COD lobbies where I'm like, damn, dude, I played that perfectly. I might have missed one bullet and I still lost. That dude hit me like with a fucking laser, man. Like, there was nothing I could do. Now, no doubt, that person could have just been a beast. Their aim was on point in that moment. Absolutely. I'm not saying that they necessarily were cheating, but there's a lot of little trash can betas out here using this cheese, man. Don't get it twisted. And as far as I know, all these anti-cheats out here can't even detect this bullshit. I've seen a lot of people hating on this guy on the post, talking about how, oh, you're giving it exposure, you're giving it oxygen, and now more people are going to be cheating with this, man. No, that's That is not the way I see this at all. Like, yeah, you're giving it exposure, so some people might get the idea. It's like, oh, you know, maybe I should go buy that. Like, look at what it can do. All the people saying that in my book, I was like, all I see is just a cheater not wanting to get this shit exposed. That's all I'm seeing, man. If you really are out here getting on the socials with the full toxicity, fighting back at people who are exposing how powerful this little gadget is, it's probably because you use it, man, and you're guilty. You don't want people to know what you're doing, because the more exposure that this gets, finally, we might be able to do something about it and get these anti-cheats able to detect this nonsense and get it the fuck out of our games. And you can't have that, man, because you got to brag to all your little friends about your KD in Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever the fuck, right? And the only reason why you got that KD is because of that bullshit ass fucking cheese-o-matic Cronus, right? But that's it. That's all I got for this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. The biggest cancer in gaming. I want to hear it. I'm out.